Welcome, you bunch of Yankers. My name is Zach, and this is the West Coast Podcast. I'm going to do a terrible British accent all episode long, so join us as we discuss what is going to happen with All In. I'm really bad at accents. I'm so sorry. But this is the we're going to do predictions. We're going to do some bloody guessing on who's going to enter the gauntlet. We all know that Ricochet is now all elite as well. So get your comments in. Let us know, even if you're not watching live, let us know if you're on a time difference. No matter where you are, what your comments are, and who you think is going to come out victorious at AEW All in London 2024. A lot going on here. Let us know where you're at. Let us know if you're going to the show. If you are in the UK, I am wearing a jersey of a famous Yankee ball club. Over here across the pond, we call it football. Let's get into the first match and get our predictions ready. Here we go. First match is going to be on the kickoff. If you are not watching this live, I'm sure Tony Khan has a lot more in store for us in the 0 hour. But here we have Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. If you are going to watch Collision, you're going to see this match basically take place in a short squash form. The women will do most of the work. Stokely will get pinned. Probably by Ishii, setting up something for Chicago for the ladies. So that is my pick. Ishii shall pin Stokely Hathaway. Let us know your thoughts and what is going on with you out there for the 0 hour. If you are having other matches being thrown at you by Tony Khan during the weekend while you're watching this, let us know in the comments who you think is going to win. And let's get on to the main card. The main card seems a bit small. There may be more matches added on again. But we'll see right here as we get into it. I have these just in no specific order except for the last two. But here we are. One of the big ones here. FTR versus the Young Bucks versus the Acclaimed. We have these same matches we did last year All In with the Acclaimed shoehorned in at the last minute. Kind of an off thing, but you know what? It's Tony Khan and its AEW booking. I cannot see the Young Bucks losing the titles at this juncture in the storyline with the Elite. They're barely on television to build this feud. I do believe the Acclaimed are here to take the pin from the Young Bucks due to shenanigans and some dastardly doing, possibly by Okada, who does not have a match, believe that or not. But Okada does not have a bloody match. So let us know what you think is going to happen with this AEW World Tag Team Championship. I think the Bucks retain, and it is going to be kind of an okay match. I'll just say that, an okay match. This one right here, here we go. This is what I think is going to kick off the whole entire card in London. It is going to be for the AEW World Trios Championship. I do not understand the purpose of what they've been doing with this championship, but here it is. You will find out. There will be a spoiler. One of these three teams, in my opinion, is going to win. Either Christian Cage and the Patriarchy, the Bang Bang Gang, the House of Black, or, again, spoilers if you have not seen Collision, one of these two teams, Top Flight and Leo Rush versus Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. And here's the spoiler alert for Collision, since they did tape it yesterday. Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta win. This is going to be your match, the London ladder match. And I have to say, having the Blackpool Combat Club in this matchup is very last minute. Claudio faced Okada last night on Dynamite, and then that's it. Also, Moxley hasn't been around. I do believe Moxley will come back, but not for the Blackpool Combat Club to take the championships off of anyone here. However, I do believe the championship will change hands. I do not think the Bang Bang Bullet Gang will get it back because of all that has happened. But I do believe that Bloody Edge will return and cost Christian Cage and the Patriarchy the titles. This will set up a Christian Cage matchup with Edge, either at All In or, at All Out or Wrestle Dream. It is going to be bloody brilliant having Edge come back to a massive pop. They've been saving him and having him not mentioned on TV and not really doing much on social media either. So, therefore, I do believe it's going to be a surprise And Edge is going to show up and cost Christian Cage to get the pin. And House of Black will be your new Trios champions. Let us know in the comments what you think. And if you're excited for Edge to make a big comeback, let us know. I do believe Edge is going to come back in London. It is the biggest show of the year. It will set up things for the future. And I do believe Edge wants to be on the card for Bryan Danielson's last match, which will not be tonight. I guarantee. But we'll get to that at the end of the pay-per-view here. Next up, this match has been what you Americans... The build has been what you Americans call mid. I don't know what is really going on here because we've had suspensions and there's so many random things. The contract signing last night was a bit bloody predictable, which makes me believe that Mercedes Moné is going to pick up the victory here with the help of Camille. There will be a beatdown with Camille and Mercedes Moné beating down DMD, and this will set up a return for one Jamie Hayter. Could you imagine the massive pop in London for Jamie Hayter to make her re-debut in AEW, helping Britt Baker? This also sets up a Chicago match, a tag team match. On top of that, at All Out, their tag team match will end in the same way, with a beatdown when the Renegade Twins join Mercedes and Camille, and the new faction is born. This will set up some other feud down the line. I don't know, but we'll probably get another match between these two. But this is not going to be the end of it. I do believe Jamie Hayter is going to come back, and this will also start to set up the Renegade Twins helping Moné in Chicago. Let us know your thoughts on this one. This match right here was last year's must-see for All In 2024. It has now become a mid-card match. What is happening, Tony Khan, with your storytelling? Please help me, Tony Khan. All right, a coffin match between the scapegoat Jack Perry and his new TNT Championship versus Darby Allin. A coffin match that Jack Perry has asked for. Suspicious. So now everyone is wondering, how can Darby and Jack do a full-on spot with coffins? I don't think there's going to be a spot, really. I don't. Really. I think what is going to happen is Jack Perry will retain the championship somehow. But what will happen is Sting will be in one coffin, or possibly both. I don't know. But Sting will be in a coffin, as he's rumored to be in London this weekend. And this is where he will help out Darby Allin, but it will cost him the TNT Championship. You don't just make a belt the week before your big coffin match. You don't, really. You don't make a big belt, a new thing, make a big production of it, and then have it go to another person. Plus, Darby Allin has a championship match at Grand Slam. I guess you could do champion versus champion, but really, what are we doing here? So let us know your thoughts on that match. Coffin match, Jack Perry will retain against Darby Allin, but Sting will be there. Possibly Okada shows up in this match, and Sting is the equalizer. But there's my pick. Let us know your pick as well. Bloody brilliant. All right. The Casino Gauntlet match. This is where the fun happens. This is where we guess and have some speculation as to what can really go down surprise-wise. So, let's throw another shrimp on the barbie and guess what's going to happen during this matchup here. The ones that we know are in it for sure. I've got Jack Perry on my mind, don't I? Evil Uno said he was in there, but was beaten down by Hangman Page. Hangman Page is in there for sure. Kyle O'Reilly we know is in, Briscoe is in, and we know that Orange Cassidy is in because he won the option to enter at number 1. That's quite the advantage. But we have up to 21 other blokes going into this matchup. With that being said, Hangman is the favorite to win. With that being said, Darby Allin has a title shot next. So when does Hangman get his? We don't know. But wouldn't that set up Swerve Strickland matchup? But this is where we have some fun here. Let us know your comments on who you think will show up in the Casino Gauntlet match. Will Ricochet, now that we know he is all elite and has signed a lengthy contract, will he show up in this match? Will Bobby Lashley show up? I think the MMA stuff and the boxing stuff could be a ruse, if you will. And he is actually going to be all elite with MVP, who could also show up in this matchup. The biggest pop in a casino match would be involving money. Shane McMahon money. Bloody brilliant, right? Shane McMahon can come in. Doesn't even have to do a big spot. Doesn't have to wrestle much. But I mean, if Shane gets his way of booking like he wanted, he'd be champion. But let's set that aside. Who else do you think could show up in here? Do you think Moxley could show back up in here? Who do you think will be a surprise entrant in the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal? We know 5 out of the 21 participants. And again, Hangman Adam Page is the favorite to win. Lots of surprises. I do believe Powerhouse Hobbs could make a comeback. Miro could make a comeback, but he needs to be packaged correctly. Wardlow, who has been insisted that he is still with AEW. There is the whole surprising of Ricky Starks as well. The dirt sheets saying that his contract has been expired, but even Tony Khan said no, it is not. He could show up and be used as well. Lots of surprises, so let us know in the comments who you think will be the surprise entrance in the Casino Gauntlet match. My pick to win it is going to be Hangman Adam Page. I do believe they will save any kind of title shot for Ricochet or another down the line. So let us know your comments on that one. Next matchup we have here, the AEW American Championship match. MJF versus Will Ospreay. Bruv versus someone who is so American. He uses Hulk Hogan's theme song. Crazy. I didn't think this match was going to be the bloody match for either one of these blokes, but here we are. MJF randomly turned into a heel so he could have a match with Will Ospreay. He came back as a face, had a big bloody whoop-de-doo about being a face, and then all of a sudden switches, turns on Daniel Garcia just so they could write him off TV, and is now a heel. I'm fine with it because I do like MJF as a heel, really, but this matchup is going to be good. To me, this matchup makes no sense, but this is the one that we're going to talk about on Monday morning, isn't it? It's going to be the one that we say, wow, this one gets all the stars. This one does right here. We know both can deliver. Even when MJF is on part-time, he does it purposely, so he delivers on main event matches. I believe both men will deliver on this one, but MJF will retain the AEW American Championship. How? I do not know. I do not think it'll be clean. I don't know who would help MJF other than a real American. Could you imagine the heat that Hulk Hogan would bring to aiding MJF in some stupid way, shape, or form? He'd get more heat here in the States, but nonetheless, Hogan would generate massive heat for MJF. So let us know your thoughts on who will win the American Championship, MJF or Will Ospreay. Next up on the card, this one could be a main event, but we obviously know it's not because it's not the final countdown for either one of them. The AEW Women's World Championship. This is Timeless Toni Storm, Mariah May. This storyline has to be one of the hottest and best stories in wrestling today. I think they have hit every mark. They have nailed Mariah May from the debut up until now. You have to pull the trigger. You have to. Mariah May will become your new AEW Women's World Champion. Where we go from there, I don't know. Probably a follow-up match. But after that, I do believe Timeless Toni Storm will reinvent herself in some shape or form. And we'll get a new version of Timeless Toni Storm after the rematch. And Mariah May and her story will go on from there. I love this storytelling. I love all aspects of it. It's bloody brilliant. Let us know what you think is going to happen during this match. But I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. No interference, really. I can't really see any. Except Mina. But that'd be kind of pointless, wouldn't it? If you think about it. That is it. It's going to be almost sad to see this feud come to an end because it's been so brilliant. But this is the biggest stage to end it on. So Tony Khan, you hit it. All right, next up is the main event. Just kidding. It's Chris Jericho, who thinks he's the main event, versus Hook, who is once again going for the FTW title at All In. Ridiculous, isn't it? Isn't it bollocks? Really? This is so stupid. I think Hook is going to get it, so Chris Jericho can say he put someone over. I really don't know what to expect from this match other than silly bullets. Chris Jericho matches always go on for too long. I cannot. I don't care. I don't care about this match. This should be on the body. This is bloody bollocks. That's what this is. Now this is the main event, the final countdown, title versus career. Can you believe this is the end of Bryan Danielson's full-time career? I don't think tonight is. I really don't. But what we can say is this is another great chapter towards the end of Bryan Danielson's full-time work. That made no sense. Really. Like he has a book at Barnes & Noble. I don't know. Anyways, Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson have been building this up. But Bryan Danielson has basically been saying he's comfortable with losing and retiring. Is that what you want to hear from someone going for a title? Especially against someone as ruthless as Swerve Strickland? I don't think so. It kind of blew some air out of the whole feud. But then last night on Dynamite, he came back kicking and screaming and basically saying that he has been the best for the last 20 years, which really is pretty spot on. Bryan Danielson. This is so hard to tell, really, because if you have Hangman win, that's the feud right there for Swerve Strickland. But then again, Darby Allin at Grand Slam. There's so many different avenues to which this could go. I do believe we will see his wife at the show in some form. We could see some other things happen, but I do think this is going to be a clear-cut matchup. I think this is going to be one hell of a matchup, probably at least 30 minutes, I would say. Then maybe that is why the card is as stacked as it usually is for an AEW show. But if you think about it, you give this match 30 to 45 minutes. Bryan Danielson has had some of the longest matches in AEW history. Most of them that were super terrific, like Kenny Omega or Hangman Page, have gone to time limit draws. This one obviously will not, because it's for the title. It is the final countdown, title versus career. I'm going to say Bryan Danielson takes it, and maybe Hangman doesn't win the Casino Battle Royal, and he's pissed about it because he wants Swerve. So he takes the title away from Swerve. That could be it. Let us know what you think, because all of this has to lead into the next pay-per-view, which is All Out, Saturday, September 7th. Just days away. Check out the poster that AEW has revealed on here. Bryan Danielson is on here, so they obviously don't think he's going to lose. This was just put out mere days ago. Bryan Danielson is on there. Britt, Mercedes, Okada, whom probably won't have a match again, MJF and Ospreay. Maybe they'll have back-to-back matches. But there's Hangman. Hangman to the right. But if Bryan Danielson is on the poster for All Out, I do believe he will win. He will become AEW World Champion. He will defend it at All Out. He will beat Darby Allin during Grand Slam. And this is where he will lose the title and retire full-time. Saturday, October 12th, Tacoma, Washington, his home state, AEW Wrestle Dream. This is where Bryan Danielson will retire. It is not going to be in London. It is not going to be this weekend. He's going to get a hero's goodbye, which he could technically get anywhere, but at Wrestle Dream. What do you think? Do you think it makes sense? Do you think Swerve wins and Bryan Danielson is on his final countdown as a full-time wrestler? Let us know in the comments, because this card, it could be bloody brilliant. AEW pay-per-views are always smashing. They really are. But of course, let us know your comments. Let us know what matches you're looking forward to, who you think will debut, especially in the Casino Battle Royale, or what surprises are in store for us at AEW All in London. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, and do all that fun YouTube stuff. We will be back tomorrow with a fun episode with one of my favorite blokes, Eric. We'll see you then. And of course, leave a comment on your favorite S Club 7 member, the most brilliant pop band in all the UK. Take care, everyone, and be excellent to each other.